let's go over everything I read in September, and we're going to go over what I want to read in October. We're going to do my wrap up for September and then my October TBR, which is quite ambitious because I haven't been reading as much as I would like to, but it's October. It's Halloween. It's spooky season. I need to read all of horror, so that's what we're going to do. So first we'll go over everything that I read in September, and then we'll get into what I want to read in October. The first thing that I finished in September was Dangerous Convenience Store, Volume 5. I've loved this series since I picked it up. We're still waiting for the next volume, which makes me sad. But basically, our main character works in a convenience store, and like this big like mob boss kind of like guy comes in, and they form like this relationship. And yeah, this is what this one's about. I can't really tell you anything because it's a 5th one, and it's a manga, so it's short. But I love it. If you like BL manga, definitely check this one out because it's one of my all-time favorite series, and I definitely would recommend it. The second book I finished in September was my reread of Bunny by Mona Awad. Basically, this is about some like college girls. Oh, I didn't tell you, 5 stars for Dangerous Convenience Store. This is about some girls in college. They're in like a creative writing class, and they all call each other Bunny, and like they bring in our main character and they start doing all these weird things, and it has like horror aspects, and it's just an all-around like fever dream of a book. So I reread this. I gave it 4 stars last time, and I'm giving it 5 stars this time because like the second reread, it's just you just get more and more like detail in everything. And I reread this because the second book, I Love You Bunny, which is like a prequel / sequel to this, just came out. So maybe that's a hint on what I'm going to be adding to October TBR. But this, 5 stars this time. Really good. If you like fever dream books and just like crazy things happening and like crazy like cult type vibes, this book is for you. It's a general fiction book, but it edges on like horror, but it's not like overly scary. So if you don't like scary stuff, it's not bad, but it was just so weird, and just all of it was just so good. And just seeing how crazy it is, it's pretty short too. I Love You Bunny is like way bigger, but yeah, this definitely 5 stars this time. These are all out of order. Okay, the next 2 books I read, I finally finished my favorite series of all time, and reading this last book cemented that it is my favorite series of all time. So I reread My Heart is a Chainsaw in July. I started Don't Fear the Reaper in August, and then I finished it in September for my reread. And then I picked up The Angel of Indian Lake. Both of these are 5 stars. This is about Jade, and in her small town, just crazy vibes happen. Like the first one, she thinks the new girl is going to be a final girl, and she's obsessed with like horror movies, and you get like her view on like horror movies through like papers she's written to her history teacher. And so crazy stuff happens in that one. And then we go into Don't Fear the Reaper. She comes back to town. There's a snowstorm, and a notorious serial killer, his convoy that was transferring him, goes missing in their small town. And he ends up coming to town. Crazy stuff starts happening again, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. So love that. And then we have The Angel of Indian Lake. Jade comes back to town again, and more crazy stuff is happening. And you finally get to like wrap up all these things that happened in the first and second book and in this one, and like why they're all connected and why this town has like this weird energy to it. And just the talk of like horror movies and just the vibes and everything in this series are immaculate. I love them. I literally, after reading this, it's kind of put me in a slump, so I'm worried about reading for October because I just want to go back into this world. I just reread this one and the first one, and I already want to go back and reread them all because I love them so much. The final book I read this month is The Killer on the Road and the Baby Liver Babysitter Lives by Stephen Graham Jones. This is like a double feature, so one side of the book has one story and the other side has the other one. So overall, I gave this one a 4-star. I like Killer on the Road more. It's about these teens that are basically, one of them's running away, her friends end up picking her up, but there's like a killer on this highway, and they accidentally run into him, and this is them fighting for their lives. And it was so good. It's like the kind of vibes that I want. Perfect. And then with The Babysitter Lives, the babysitter goes to babysit these 2 children, and they can like teleport to places in this house and basically another time in this house, and crazy things just like happen, and it was intense. I didn't love this one as much. I gave it a 3.5 star, but rounded up to 4 for like the whole series. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it. Definitely Killer on the Road is probably my 4th favorite Stephen Graham Jones book. It does have parts in it that I wish that it would have been shorter, or some parts would have been cut out of it, because I'm like, it's a little too long, and I felt like some parts dragged, but other than that, it was really good. So yeah, as you can see, I'm on a Stephen Graham Jones kick, and I might have a few for my TBR this month. But hey, if I'm reading them, that's what counts, because I need to stay reading. So yeah, that was the final book that I read this month. So I read 5, which isn't a crazy amount, but decent with like working and all that stuff. So I'm pretty happy with that. Sorry if you can hear my dog chewing on his bone, because he decided he wants to do it right here. So we're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. So let's go over everything I want to read in October. And from how many books I read last month, there's no way I'm finishing all of these. But they're kind of what I'm looking at the moment, because they're like perfect for October, but like I don't know what I'm going to be in the mood for. So we'll go over a few of them, and hopefully I'll get to some of them, but I know I won't get to all of them. And I'm not doing D&D picks my TBR this month, because I want to get all like the horror, all those kind of vibes in. So I want to make sure I have the perfect TBR. So as you could guess, the first one is going to be We Love You Bunny by Mona Awad. This one is the ARC copy, and I'm in love with it. So this is going to be following before and after the events of Bunny and these girls. Basically, the main girl from Bunny writes a story about all of them, and they read it. And now they're coming back to her to talk about it. So that's what this is going to be about, and I'm so excited to read it. The second book that I want to get to is Lucky Day by Chuck Tingle. This is a pretty short one. Basically, I think it's like an apocalypse setting, and they're at this casinos and stuff, and things are going wrong. So our 2 main characters are trying to figure out what's going on, and that's all I need to know, especially because it's so short. I loved Bury Your Gaze by Chuck Tingle, so I had to get this one, of course, and I feel like this will be perfect for spooky season, because the other one was too. So I can't wait to add this one, and I think I'll definitely get to this one because it's so short. So maybe I'll pick this up here within the next couple days and read it, because I have to read this one. Another one that has been on my TBR for years, I've had it on my shelf forever, is going to be Pen Pal. And I've heard a lot of people love this, and that it's creepy and just eerie. Basically, this is about a guy who's basically trying to connect the memories in his mind about like his childhood and stuff like that, and he's writing them all down. And I heard it's just super creepy. It's one of like the top like horror books there is, and I still can't believe I haven't read it yet. So I need to read it, and it's short too. Maybe I'll just do a vlog while I read a bunch of horror books, because this needs to be on there. And if I could pick a couple short ones and get through all of them in like a vlog, it'll help me get through this TBR as well. But that's kind of all I know about this one too. My horror, I like to go in a little bit more blind. That way I don't know what's actually going to like happen, because I feel like it makes them a little bit more scary and eerie. So yeah, and I got this one like a long time ago. Like I've read like the full description and everything on it, but since it's been on my shelf for so long, I don't remember everything, which is great. So those 2, definitely going to pick those up. So if you want to see a reading vlog of me reading some of these horror picks, let me know, because I can definitely do that. One that I started because I'm on my Stephen Graham Jones kick is The Only Good Indians, and everyone loves this book. Like, this is one of his most praised books, so I figured it's time that I finally start reading this. And basically, this is a group of like 4 friends. Something happened one winter. I think it was like a hunting thing. And so now one of our main characters is basically thinking that like something is coming to get him and like something bad is coming. And then it's also a story about their lives as Native Americans and growing up in the US and like what that's like for them. So it's like a story of like friendship, belonging, and horror. So I think this one's going to be really good. I'm like 30% into it and I'm liking it so far. You get this weird vibe. You don't know what's going on yet, but it's like building. So it's about time that I finally get this one off my TBR and see if I like it as much as everyone else does. So I'm hoping I love this just as much. But I have a feeling that My Heart is Chainsaw is still going to be my favorite series by him. So, but I'm ready and excited to give this a try. I'm trying to get through all of his backlist books that I have on my TBR at the moment. So definitely need to get this one. And then I have one that I picked up from the library. I've never heard of this. It's called Matchmaking for Psychopaths. And I wish that the light wasn't. Look at those like kids. They're kind of creepy. But basically this is about a lady who was like going through, she was going to be married and like her fiance cheats on her and stuff. So she gets and meets psychopaths and like pairs them up as like a matchmaker. And then one of these guys like ends up falling for her and her old fiance goes missing and like crazy things happen. So I was like, this sounds interesting. And it's a thriller. So I was like, this might be good for my TBR. And it's a library book. So if I don't get to it, I won't feel as bad about like not reading it right away. But I figured I'd give this one a try because it sounds interesting. And I haven't read a good thriller in a very long time. So I wanted to have that as like an option. One book that I picked up recently, because it just came out, is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This one is like a small town romance, but our main character can see ghosts. So it has more of that creepy element vibe to it. And this cover got me. Like, that cover is gorgeous. And I've loved all of her other books that I've read. So I had to pick this one up. And I feel like this one will be perfect for spooky season because she can see ghosts and stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to add this to my TBR. I want to get to this one soon because I've been excited to read it. I had an ARC copy on my Kindle, but you can't annotate on your Kindle like for ARC copies, which kind of sucks. And I want to annotate this one. So I waited for it to come out so I can do my first read and do my annotations, which I'm so excited about. And then I have 4 more books that I want to get to. I know, it's crazy. Another one that I picked up recently is The Library at Hellbourne. Basically, it's this college. They say, oh yeah, if you pass all these tests, do all this stuff, graduate from this college, you're going to have like this best life. But on graduation, the teachers and staff end up eating and attacking the students. So this is like a horror survival type book, and it just sounds fantastic. Give me all the horror elements, and just, it sounds so awesome. On the cover too, it got me. It's like gory, gruesome, and gloriously gripping. That's all I needed to know besides like the main little plots. So this is definitely high up there. It's also another short one. So I could do these and my other 2 short books for my reading blog. I think that's probably what I'm going to do because this sounds so great. And then I have another Stephen Graham Jones book, of course, and that's Mongrels. This one, I don't know a whole lot. I just know basically this is a family of werewolves and like their story, and the youngest kid, they don't know if he is a werewolf or not yet. And this is like his story and him going through all that and learning that his family are wolves. So this one's also been on my TBR for a long time. And I love like the bright red and the wolf and the yellow. It's just perfect. So yeah, another one of, as it falls, another one of Stephen Graham Jones' backlist that I have not read yet. This one I just picked up today. I read the synopsis for it like a long time ago, but then instantly forgot because that's how my brain works. But it is Spellcaster. This one is like a fantasy romance. It says to fight a monster, she'll need a monster. So I want to get to this one either this month or next month. But the end pages, they're gold and they have like this gothic feel to them. So I'm excited about that. It says, "Welcome to Weatherstone College. Don't walk the halls late at night, don't disturb ancient magic, and don't under any circumstances ever trust a spellcaster. Magical school. Crazy things. Don't walk at night. Probably monsters. Well, obviously monsters. So this is going on my TBR. I don't want to know anything about it. Maybe if I go into my fantasy romance, not knowing a whole lot about it, I might like them more and get through them. Because I've been having a hard time with like fantasy romances lately. So we're going to go into this one more blind. The last book and the biggest book on my October TBR is Alchemized by, I don't even want to like pretend to say her name. So this is another one. This is the last and final book on my TBR. This guy is a chunker. Everyone is reading this and love this. It started out, it has bones from like Manacled, I think, which is her Hermione fan fiction, which is Draco and Hermione fanfic, but she basically created her own new world with characters and stuff like that to have it traditionally published so she could actually make money off of like her stories, which is freaking fantastic. So this one is a dark fantasy gothic. I think it has a little bit of romance in it. So basically there was a war. They were on the losing side of the war. She gets captured and they're trying to use her for like her powers or something. And that's all I know about this one. And that's kind of all I want to know. Because I have a feeling I'm going to love this. And I want everything to be a surprise in this book. And you've probably already heard a million people talk about this. So I'm pretty sure if you want more in-depth thoughts or synopsis from it, like you could probably go to any booktube channel and they'll probably tell you. But I want to go into it more blind. Like I was saying with my other like fantasy romance, I don't want to know a lot. So I'm excited for this, and it's also massive. I want to at least get it started and get a decent amount of it read. Maybe I will finish it because I love it. Maybe I'll continue on with it in November. Yeah, I'm excited for this one as well, even though it's so heavy and it's like a brick. This thing is super heavy. I don't know if it has like Bible pages or what, but this thing is like 1,000 pages. Yeah, it's like 1,000 pages, but it's a standalone fantasy romance, which is great. So that is everything I read in September, everything I want to read in October and probably won't get to. But yeah, I'm excited for October, the best month of the year. Hopefully I can get to a decent amount of these, but I think that's going to be everything for today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel. I want more friends that love horror and fantasy and romance and just people to talk to about books. And if you have read Stephen Graham Jones, the Angel of Indian Lake trilogy, comment down below what you thought because it's my favorite. And I need more people who love it to talk about it with, because it's been on my mind since I finished it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading.